Hi singers, welcome back to the Sing Confidently Live Creatively podcast. Estelle here. Today I wanted to share some tips for helping you break back into doing musical theater, get back into singing musical theater as an adult. And I'm sharing this from a very relaxed space outside. So if you hear some outside noises, because I'm sitting outside, my husband and I are celebrating our 1-year wedding anniversary and took a trip to South Carolina. So I'm trying to relax a little bit, but I wanted to also make sure that I give you guys an episode because it's been such a busy week. I'm currently in a show and we have opening weekend this weekend, actually. As soon as I get back from this trip, I'm gonna run to the theater to do 2 shows actually. And so I am also on this journey of pursuing musical theater and singing musical theater as an adult. And so this week has been so incredibly crazy between tech rehearsals and teaching music full-time and keeping up with schoolwork as well because I'm still in school. So it's been so crazy. I did take the week off, but I wanted to make sure I came back to give you guys some support because I know you're on this journey as well. Like, you're wanting to become a singer, you're wanting to do musical theater as an adult, you're wanting to act in shows and do musicals, and I'm right there with you. So here are some things that I would recommend if you are wanting to intentionally start performing, if you are wanting to intentionally start doing musical theater as an adult, okay? Number 1 is start listening to cast recordings and watching shows. Like, just to keep building that spark of desire that you have for doing musicals and doing musical theater. Listen to cast recordings, watch shows, whether it's musicals that you can watch online, like musical movies, pro shots that you can find online or on Broadway HD, or on, there are even some pro shots on like Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, stuff like that. Whatever you can watch to inspire you and keep you inspired, or if you can like listen to cast recordings through, I really encourage you to start doing that. So that way you are reminding yourself of this thing that you want to do. You're starting to become familiar with different types of shows. And part of that is seeing shows that are like locally being done. So go to shows locally, especially if they're at theaters that you want to audition for. You know, you can go to those theaters and see what their productions are like, see what they're all about. I need to take that advice myself and do that more. But like, you can go to the theater, go to the shows of the theaters that you want to audition for, and see what kind of plays they're putting on, what kind of musicals they're putting on, and just keep yourself inspired by listening to cast recordings and watching shows. Like, as much as you can, get around theater to keep yourself inspired, because there are going to be moments where you don't feel inspired, where you don't feel empowered to like do the work that you need to do in order to be in those shows. And so if you are continually putting yourself out there, getting around other people in the arts by going to theater productions, or just like listening to those songs and cast recordings and watching shows on TV, you'll be able to really keep yourself inspired and encouraged. So that is my number 1 tip. That's my first tip, is to start listening to cast recordings and watching shows. Okay, I have 5 tips for you here. So that is number 1. Number 2, my second tip, if you are wanting to break into musical theater, singing and auditioning for shows as an adult, is to start singing along with whatever songs you are connecting with and the stories that you love. So you started to listen to musical theater songs more intentionally. You're listening to cast recordings all the way through. Now find the songs that you really, really love, that you're connecting with, the stories that you love, that you would like to tell. Like, you want to envision yourself telling that story, singing that song or a part of that song. Start singing along with those specific songs. Pull them out from the shows that you've watched, the shows that you've gone to, the shows that you have listened to their cast recordings for, and begin to intentionally sing along with those songs that you connect with. This is how you are starting to build your repertoire, starting to build the songs that you want to be working on intentionally to potentially audition with. You're starting to build the characters that you build kind of like an image in your mind of like the characters that you would potentially like to play, or the characters that you relate to, the stories that you really love. So start singing along with those songs, okay? That's my second tip. The third thing to do is to start to look up auditions in your area and start with community theater. That's what I'm doing right now. I am in a community theater production because I've been auditioning for regional productions. I've been auditioning for other local shows, and I was just like, I need to make sure that I just do something in this area that I'm in since I'm new. Sorry about that. There's a bus passing by. I'm new to the particular area where I'm auditioning in, and so I wanted to really make sure that I just got some work, got some opportunities. So community theater is a great way to make sure that you get some role to add to your resume, to make sure that you have you're able to build your network, connect with other actors, other artists in your area. But start to look up those auditions in your area. That's the third thing. You have to start to find ways that you can start putting yourself out there. The next thing you want to do is that after you have, after you've chosen your auditions, then from there, you can find a coach or a friend, someone to help you prep for those auditions. So even if you're prepping by yourself, I really recommend singing in front of someone, asking them for feedback. Especially if you haven't done an audition in a while, it might be helpful to grab a friend who does theater or who wants to do theater as well, maybe who's auditioning with you, and you guys sing the audition cut for each other. So whatever song that you chose after you were listening to cast recordings that you fell in love with, now is your time to work on that song to prep for the audition. Okay, so you can work with a coach, you can work with a friend, doesn't matter, but find somewhere to put that song out there, to put yourself out there where you're showing what you're working on for the audition without actually having to do the audition, right? Without the actual pressure of it being the audition, whether it's for community theater or a regional production, or maybe you're auditioning for Broadway, who knows? Regardless, it's super helpful to get feedback. So I really recommend working with a voice coach or a friend who can help support you. You guys know I'm a voice coach, obviously. So if you would like to work with me, you can potentially, depending on when you're listening to this. So right now, I'm not really doing private lessons at the moment, but I do have a wait list. And so if you would like to be on the wait list, it's free to join the wait list, but you can go ahead and go to creativelybyestelle.com/studio, and where it says to book lesson, you just join the wait list, and you can decide if you want to join the wait list for a group class, which I am currently kind of testing out, throwing it out there to see if people would be interested in doing group classes, which would be less expensive. Some of them would be virtual. I'm really looking into doing some in person as well. But this would be an opportunity for you to actually get feedback from not only me, a coach, but also be able to sing in front of other people. So I'm considering some group class options. So that way it's less expensive voice lessons, and you have a couple other people who can really cheer you on and inspire you, and you can also hear other people sing as well. So that's something that I'm thinking about. But regardless of whether you'd want to join a group class or a private voice class, you can go to creativelybyestelle.com/studio if you would like to join the waitlist for when I have some slots opening up again, if you would like to work with me. But even if it's not me, you can find a voice teacher to work with so that you can get that feedback. If it is me, just know that my focus is specifically helping adults build confidence in their voice. So I'm going to be helping you really, really lean into how you can feel really confident about your unique voice, not helping you sound like someone else, but helping you sound like the way that you ought to sound, and do it in a healthy way that's not going to hurt your voice and that's not going to harm you, right? Give you technique that's going to help you sing in a way that is healthy and supportive for your voice, so that you feel really confident in your singing, in your unique voice. So that's really what I focus on in private voice lessons as well as in group classes. And so I'm really hoping that the group classes will be a thing. I think it would be really helpful to be able to sing in front of people in a small, safe setting, because that's how we learn to sing. None of us learn to sing by ourselves. Usually, we learn to sing in choirs, we learn to sing in groups growing up, and I feel like that's what we really need as adults too. So that's something that I'm toying around with. If you're curious about that, or if you have more questions, again, you can go to join the waitlist, and I will definitely be talking about it more, but that's something that I am thinking up and dreaming up. But that is my fourth tip, is to start to work with a coach or share with a friend as you prepare for your audition. And then my last tip is that if you are really, really being intentional about wanting to become an actor, a singer in the musical theater space as an adult, and you're coming back to this, I really encourage you to, once you have worked on that song and prepped for the audition, of course, go for the audition, but be intentional about connecting with other artists at the auditions and when you get a role, right? Hopefully you get a role, which amazing, congrats. But even if you don't, even before you find out whether you got a role or not, make sure that you try to find a way to connect with even just one other person at the audition. This is your way of building community as a new, just getting back into it, newish adult performer. You need to build connections. You need to build community. You need to hear what other people are auditioning for. Ask people what their names are and what is inspiring them right now. Like, what are they excited about? What next shows are they excited about seeing or auditioning for? You're going to learn about other auditions. You're going to learn about what else is going on in the art space by asking questions and by connecting with artists even at the audition. So even before you worry about whether or not you've gotten the role, don't just go to the audition and just keep to yourself. I really encourage you to at least try to connect with one other person and be like, hey, just wanted to say hi. I'm kind of new to this. I'm starting this all over again, and I would just love to connect. What other auditions are you looking into, or what other shows have you done a show with this company before? Oh, you did. How was it? How did you like it? Ask them about whether they've done a show at that theater before. And so really try to connect with other artists at the auditions. And then certainly if you get into the show, definitely stay connected with those other artists, because it's just going to encourage you too. Getting to connect with other people who are also doing what you are doing and are wanting to do. It's going to keep you inspired. It's going to keep you encouraged. And then you can inspire them as well. And maybe it becomes a friendship too. And you never know. That's always a good thing. So I really encourage you. That's number 5, is to connect with other artists at auditions. So if you are just starting to break into musical theater, singing and acting as an adult, and you're just wanting to start small, these are my 5 tips. They're kind of steps. They go in order. And I really encourage you to go step by step in this order as you start to build up to getting into auditions again, getting into shows again. So the number 1 was start listening to cast recordings and watching shows, whether on movie, on a streaming service, or in person. Number 2, sing along with songs that you connect with and the stories that you love. Okay, this is how you are building your repertoire of songs that you want to work on and use for auditions. Number 3, look up the auditions in your area. Start with community theater. That's a great place to start. Number 4, work with a coach or a friend in order to help you prepare for auditions. Really take it seriously what feedback you get from your friends or from a voice coach. Definitely, if you're paying for someone to give you feedback, take it seriously and be intentional about putting it into action. If you want to work with me, again, creativelybyestelle.com/studio. Depending on when you're listening to this, you can join the wait list, or you can book a lesson or a class. And then number 5, connect with other artists at the auditions so that you can start building your community, okay? This is how we're going to grow as artists. We're going to take these steps together. This is how we put ourselves out there as musical theater performers. You are able to do this. You can do this. I'm right there with you. And I hope that this encourages you that it can be step by step. You don't have to jump in not knowing what the heck you're doing. You can follow these steps very clearly. These are the things that I've done myself. These are the things that I see other actors doing, other people that I've worked with doing. I mean, it really is this simple. And I really hope this encourages you that you can start doing musical theater as an adult. It can be this simple, just by starting to listen to songs, listen to shows, singing along, finding the song that you like, and then finding auditions, and then working with someone to get that support and feedback, and then just doing the thing, making sure that you are connecting with other people in the arts as well. This is as simple as it can be. You can do this. You can do this. And the more that you do this again and again and again, you will feel more confident in who you are as an actor, as a singer. You'll feel more confident in who you are as a performer. And this is how we build confidence. It's not by just, hoping and thinking about it, but it's by doing it, taking action and taking action again and again and again. So I hope these 5 steps are really helpful to you. I hope you're able to take them and build confidence in yourself over time. And let me know if there's anything else I can do to support you guys. You already know where to find me if you want to chat with me, if you want to connect with me. A lot of you guys, not a lot, but some of you guys have connected with me on Instagram. More of you should come on over. You can come find me at Creatively by Estelle on Instagram. You can also go to creativelybyestelle.com/community, and you can join any of our free community groups there. And lastly, if you don't mind leaving a review for today's episode, if you like the show and it's helpful to you, you can also let me know what you think in the reviews on Apple Podcasts. So those are a few ways that we can stay connected. Again, Instagram at Creatively by Estelle. You can go to creativelybyestelle.com/community to join our free groups, or you can leave a review, and all of those would be super meaningful to me. As soon as you follow me on Instagram, I will reach out to you and say hi, and we can chat a little bit. But these are some great ways for us to stay connected, and so that I can hear what you guys want. This show is for you. It's for you to learn. It's for you to grow, and it's for me to connect with you, right? So let's all stay connected. Let's make sure that we are making the most of this podcast space and that we are staying connected and all of that. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. I'm going to go back to my little anniversary mini vacation here, and I will talk to you guys later. Have an amazing day. I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode and to this show. I'm so in awe of you for being here and showing up for your creative gifts. That takes courage. Don't forget to join the Performing Arts community on Facebook for support and inspiration as you continue on your journey. If this episode helped or inspired you in any way, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and share it with someone. It means so much. Thank you again, and don't forget to keep singing, acting, dancing, performing, and living creatively. Talk to you next time.